All right, if you've got back pain, or if you just want to improve your lateral flexion, well, why would you want to do that? Because you want to be better at movement and life. And we spend so much time in the sagittal plane. We spend very little time in that frontal plane archetype. Adding in a little bit of this can really open things up. And I think you'll notice today too, from a rib cage perspective, it may open up things and give you better access to breathing or breath work. So let's give it a try. And we need minimal equipment. I've got a bench. I've got a light plate here that I like to use for one of the movements. And then the first thing we're gonna do, I'm gonna use this rig, but you can use a doorway. We call this the doorway lateral stretch. And the setup is relatively easy. I'm gonna stand close, and you can play with your foot position on this one to see what the differences are, but I'm gonna stand roughly a foot away from the implement, and we're gonna work the left side first. So I'm gonna bring this left hand overhead, and the key here is I don't wanna rotate away. I wanna keep square facing ahead of me, and I can take this bottom arm and I can push over, and from here, we're gonna hold this position for 30 seconds. And what I'm gonna do is during this 30-second hold, I'm gonna scan all the way up and down the entire left side to see where do I feel this, and if I can maybe push out from here a little bit more, or here a little bit more, or here a little bit more. So I'm scanning all the way up and down the torso to see where I can push a little more to increase the stretch. And of course, taking some deep breaths as we go, and make sure that you're not working through any pain, especially if you have lower back pain. You're gonna wanna approach this one with caution, and we're gonna try and do the same thing on the other side. So I'm gonna push out from here, and I can use, since I'm on the right side, that left arm to push and lean. And again, I'm gonna start scanning up and down the spine and try and make a perfect bow and see where do I feel this, and where can I try and actively stretch a little bit more to get all the way up and down as I scan that entire side of the torso. And I'm trying, your breath may feel a little restricted, but I'm really trying to push and open up that rib cage area. And a couple deep breaths. Slowly coming out of that position. That one feels real good. But then after we do some of those stretches, we're gonna wanna load these positions. So we're gonna do a couple rounds of a half kneeling spinal or lateral flexion. And for this one here, you wanna get set up so that you've got a nice stable base. I'm gonna take a light plate and I'm gonna push straight up overhead. And then from here, we're gonna try and lean over to one side, back to center, and then lean over to the other. And because I want to get that entire side, I'm not trying to keep my hips still. I'm also pushing my hips out. And again, while I'm doing this movement, I'm scanning the zone to see where do I feel this and where can I access a little bit more range all the way up and down from top to bottom. We're going to go back and forth, 5 per side. And we're going to do this twice. So we'll go on the other knee next time. A couple more passes here. And what I am focusing on is keeping that plate directly overhead and not hinging at the hips and not rotating away this way. So that's movement number 1, 10 reps. Next, we're gonna go over to the bench. I'm just gonna move this out of the way a little bit because I want some friction on the floor. And I'm gonna start in this position, and I want a straight line from shoulder to heel. And now we're gonna flex laterally this way and back up, really trying to get as much of a bend as I can. Even trying to open up the rib cage at the bottom and drop that hip as much as I can. Feeling a nice stretch in the lower back. 3, 2, 1. If it's your first time doing this, don't go quite as deep so that we can assess, because you may feel something tomorrow, and we can gradually increase over time as we feel things out, but we don't want to push too hard if we're not used to doing a lot of lateral flexion. Last 3, 2, 1. And again, you'll feel this in the core. Not again, I'm saying that for the first time, but again, be careful as you go because you might elicit some soreness. But this side, I'm going to switch, working the other knee, and I want that position straight overhead. And you don't need to use weight here. You can just use a block. But I like using an implement because that keeps the distance between the hands the same. And we'll swing here from side to side this way. Just make sure the knee is on a padded floor and that you're not experiencing any knee pain through this movement. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. And we'll go one last one on each side. Active with the elbow. Stack the feet and drop straight line through the shoulders, hips and heels. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And last one on this side. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you're looking to bulletproof your spine and your core, don't sleep on lateral flexion. If you've got anything going on with the with the lower back, this could be a key to starting to strengthen that tissue. Don't avoid this. This could be an absolute game changer for you. Anyhow, I appreciate you following, and if you enjoyed, don't forget to like, subscribe, and do all the things.